pet, sexpot, angel, babe, honey, princess, baby girl, penguin, corky, glowworm. From the obvious and well used to the corruptions and bastardization of your first name, through to the downright bizarre, pet names are a standard feature of relationships. Parents may have a nickname or pet name for the child. We use nicknames for our friends, but most often they are used in the context of an intimate relationship. Their use is to denote endearment and to highlight something special and unique, although using babe is not going to win any awards in that category, between that person and their significant other. When used in the context of a non-narcissistic relationship, they are relatively harmless, perhaps hinting at something which teases and might be mildly embarrassing. For example, calling someone glowworm because they go red and become embarrassed easily. But generally, they are used as a fond and kind epitaph. That situation becomes corrupted and entirely different in our hands. We regularly use pet names for our primary sources, but our motives for doing so are not about being genuinely endearing, but for a host of more nefarious reasons. 1. It is done to appear endearing to you so that you may think you are special to us. You merit being given a pet name, and therefore you are led to think that we naturally care and love you since we have taken this step. This is done because it is a standard step in many intimate relationships, and all we are doing is mimicking that for the purposes of making you think that the relationship between you and us is wonderful, special, and marvelous. 2. You are our possession. By giving you a label in this manner, we are branding you and stamping on you that you belong to us. It enables us to exert control over you. 3. We objectify all of our appliances, and by giving you a pet name, we are reinforcing that. We may call you Angel, but in our minds you are just an angel, one of hundreds, no thousands out there. In the way that those who find themselves in a perilous situation might use their name with an aggressor or kidnapper in order to humanize themselves and the other person, we utilize pet names to dehumanize you. It is our standpoint that you are an object to us, and it is far easier to control and abuse an object. 4. We use the same pet names for many of our appliances. There will be differences when, for example, the pet name plays on your name. So if you are called Rebecca, we may call you Becky Potts. But if it is a pet name which has nothing to do with your actual name or a distinct attribute of yours, then you should be aware that several primary sources before you all got the same name, and the ones that come after you will as well. 5. By using a pet name and keeping it the same for all our primary sources, we minimize the risk of calling you accidentally by the wrong name and bringing about questioning and a challenge. Thus, if we call you Sugar Bumps and we are having an affair, the other person will also be called Sugar Bumps. If you were ever granted access to a narcissist's phone, do not be surprised to see Sugar Bumps 1 and Sugar Bumps 2 in the directory. 6. As with many things in ARC, what we grant, we then take away in order to upset you and exert control over you. Thus, if we always refer to you as hot stuff, you can expect that come devaluation, you will be referred to by your actual name instead of there even being a corruption of the pet name, for instance calling you cold stuff instead. This is done to make you react, feel hurt by this change in the affectionate pet name. 7. In some instances, the pet name may actually seem like a compliment to you, but actually has a hidden meaning to our kind. And whilst you smile when you hear this name being used, we are actually laughing at you on the inside, because you do not realize you are being insulted. One example might be jokingly referring to you as the boss. Thus, in front of you and our coterie, we may say, "Thanks for asking me to come to the golf weekend. I will have to run it by the boss." You smile at this affectionate deference to your authority, oblivious to the fact that my coterie and I know it actually means best of 7 sluts, being a reference to how we regard you sexually. 8. In some cases, we forget who you actually are, because we regard you as an object, but if we call all objects Munchkin, then we can fall back on that and refer to you by this name without appearing stupid for forgetting what you were called. 9. We may invent new and different pet names which are insulting, disrespectful, and unpleasant when we embark on our devaluation of you. We may call you the Rash because you keep appearing everywhere when we do not want to see you. We may call you the Pirate because you have small breasts, for example, a sunken chest. We may label you as the Thorn because you are a pain in our side. Or we may just go for calling you It. 10. We will also insist that you use a pet name for us, but we will choose it. Nobody normal chooses their own nickname and then tells people to use it. Nicknames and pet names evolve from characteristics witnessed by those around the recipient of the name. The fact that we appear and tell you to call us Golden Balls is evidence of our sense of entitlement and grandiosity. The use of a pet name by our kind is never to be regarded as pleasant and complimentary. It is a device for demeaning you, upsetting you, and exerting our control over you in the same way that one keeps a pet animal. That is how you are regarded, as we keep you in one of our gilded cages.